Hey everyone. I had some issues with my video the other day, so I thought I'd kind of re-record this portion of it. So I got an email recently from a project that I've been watching recently. It's called Ocean Protocol. Let's go over to their website. Basically, they are a marketplace for AI data. AI is really hot right now, um, and super excited about this. This is kind of a first version of this type of marketplace. Um, you can see some of their white papers here, um, so definitely check out their website. Um, Here's a little description about what they are. So basically, uh, kind of like what I summed up. It's a marketplace for data, and really to date, nothing like this exists. And people need data in order to train large sets of data. So it's almost surprising that something like this doesn't already exist. So they release that there's going to be, they have a whitelist and there's going to be 10,000 people on their whitelist. And basically, if you subscribe, the earlier you subscribe to the whitelist, the larger your contribution is. So let's go over to their Medium post. Basically, the sooner you're whitelisted, the bigger your cap. So this is about 12 Ethereum. This is like 5 Ethereum. So what I definitely suggest is getting whitelisted now. I know kind of lots of the details are still TBD. There's a lot on the token sale that hasn't been released, but I'd probably get in early just because I know what kind of project this is. Some more. The one thing I will say about their team is they don't have any kind of titles or anything like that, so it's kind of hard to tell who is actively working, who's a team member, what their role is, and kind of how to evaluate them. So for now, I kind of skip that part. And here's, like I said, they just launched our whitelist, and here's a couple blog posts about that. Unfortunately, U.S. Citizens can't participate. Definitely a bummer. And you can see, basically, they have kind of some frequently asked questions about their token distribution. So you can see you don't have to be on the whitelist to participate, but that definitely increases your max cap. And they'll do whitelist before. Okay, now let's go over to one of the other projects that I just got an email about. I've also been watching this. So the project's name is CardStack. And I really like pretty much everything about this project except for the number of tokens. So there's, this is, at the time of the ICO, there's 6 billion tokens. That is a heck of a lot. And then after 10 years, it can go up to 10 billion. So definitely a lot. This is the price at the ICO. So I was doing a little bit of math, and in order for you to double your price, and double the price and basically keep the same number of tokens, so this would be right after launch, you would need a market cap of almost 200,000. And then I looked at, this is the price per token that would need to be achieved to get a $1 billion market value. And that's kind of a 10 times return. So I was thinking about kind of these tokens and the price, and this reminded me of another ICO that I had some luck with. It's a Electroneum ICO. So right now, this is probably one of my biggest gainers from last year. I got in early and even got a bonus before it kind of exploded. And I definitely like the returns there. Something similar with crazy amount of tokens, but still made it possible. Okay, let's go back to CardStack. So right now they're just looking 60% of the tokens at this token launch are going to be for the ICO. They've got a max cap of 35,000, which isn't crazy. Definitely think that's in the scope. So they do have, well, this is more of a conditional prototype. So I asked their team on Telegram if they had a prototype, and this is what their team said. The prototype will contain an end-user accessible user interface that's built on top of the CardStack Hub plugin system. It's currently under heavy active development and will be released before the TGE, but not before the pre-allocation process. So basically, jump on this whitelist and keep following this project. And as soon as they, assuming that they do release this prototype, then I think I'll go in kind of pretty heavy. I definitely feel this project is really good. 3 really superstar team members. No advisors listed on their website. A little bummer, but well, to be fair, well, I'll show you that when we look at their website. They've kind of got building a following up. It's got almost 10,000 followers on Telegram. That's always a good thing I like to see. I consider this a platform, and I kind of most liken it to IFFT. So if this, then that. And you'll see why. Let's take a look at their website. Okay, so this is it. So basically what CardStack is it's kind of the if this, then that of the, sorry, that's my talk. I apologize for that. It's basically the if this, then that of the blockchain. And it basically lets beginners, it's super beginner friendly platform, kind of build these cards, these card stacks, that's kind of where it gets its name from, on different blockchains and different projects to basically combine them into one. So, you know, tons of examples on payments and use cases. For one, I definitely use, for example, this video. I definitely, once I get done with it, then I'd have it, you know, automatically upload to SIA, for example, and then I could also automatically have it, you know, uploaded to YouTube then. So definitely lots of things you can do, and I'm definitely excited for this. I think it will bring in lots of beginner users. One of the things that they talked about was making the credit card possible for payments instead of having to go through an exchange, which I definitely like, especially for beginner targeted projects. So I'll kind of go through their website. You can see there's, so they want beginners, they want kind of developers, and then you can also do analytics and stuff. Definitely think this is exciting. I definitely recommend watching their video to find out more. So they have a pretty good team. I've got their, let me show you the entire team. Okay, so we've got the founding director, lead developer, senior blockchain developer, kind of designers, UX, data scientists, marketing, developers, designers, kind of all kind of people. Pretty big team. Everyone except advisors, unfortunately. But they do have some kind of partnerships and advisory. Basically, they state at the bottom of this. So we'll take a look at that. So they do kind of say they have kind of partners and advisors with these firms. Let's take a quick look at the LinkedIn of just a couple members of this team. So here's the senior blockchain developer. He has the credits, the CardStack on his LinkedIn. That's always a good thing. He's got some experience. McGraw-Hill, that's a big name. Principal engineer, it's definitely a big title. So some pretty good job experience. You can see it kind of goes back. a lot of experience, bachelor's of science degree. Now let's go over to Chris. Chris is the founding director at CardStack. He's got some other blockchain experience, some media experience, McGraw-Hill as well. He's got a BS in computer science, so that's definitely good. Kind of see his experience there. And then my favorite. This is kind of the all-star. So he's got the CardStack Syndicate. That's kind of just what they named themselves for that group, basically. You can see he's the founder of a couple companies, CTO. He's in the MIT Media Labs. You can see his education, obviously, from MIT. Has a couple degrees, so definitely exciting stuff there. And he's kind of working on the project, so that's good. So let's go back over to my spreadsheet and talk about kind of my favorite project, my favorite kind of undiscovered project, I guess. So they're going to open up their ICO on the 23rd of this month. They've got kind of a low token price, not a crazy amount of tokens, a little bit higher than usual though. 50% of them are going to be at the ICO, so that's good. They have a ridiculously low hard cap, so that's definitely exciting. When you see something like that, that definitely kind of perks my ears a little bit. So they do have an MVP. They have a good team. The advisors show you that they got 1 point, just because I can't really verify them. So when I can't verify them, I just give them 1 out of 2. The only thing lacking in this project is kind of a following. So they've got 25,000 or 2,500, sorry, followers in their Telegram. That's it's average. It seems like it's a little bit smaller than most projects. In a way, there's room for growth, obviously, and I think once a lot of people learn about this project, there'll be a lot more excitement. I definitely think marketing is where they're lacking, so I hope that they use these funds to kind of go crazy there. Okay, so let's go over to their website and see what I'm talking about. So here it is, the Sharder protocol website. So what is Sharder protocol? Basically, it's cross-chain storage. So basically, they let you store everything in a really low, decentralized way. So you can also do the apps, which are kind of so down here. Basically, this is kind of like AWS or anything like that. Like you can use your data. This is kind of like a data marketplace down here. You can, this and this. OneFair and Sharder Matrix basically talk about selling your data. The Sharder brand is like AWS or anything that has kind of intelligence that you can run things on. Bean storage is basically just, or Bean Cloud, sorry, basically it's just cloud storage. You can see also the roadmap. So they have kind of this constant chain that they started with last year, and they have this Bean Cloud, and they already have some people using it already. So that's definitely exciting. You can also see they have testing from last year, and then they're going to have the alpha come out in Q1 of this year. So that's definitely exciting. They have some really cool other items in their kind of roadmap coming up, so that's cool. Here are some of their partners. Like I said, because it's kind of proof chain, this constant chain, they already have partners and everything, which is good. So let's go over to their white paper, I guess. So you can kind of see what kind of the pain points are and how Sharder is going to fix those. So obviously data privacy, they're going to have offline encryption, spontaneous data sharding. That's definitely exciting. And then you can see, for example, impermanent storage. It's going to be decentralized and autonomous. Subscribers could trust their data with Sharder forever. That's definitely exciting because to get large-scale businesses involved in this, they're going to want to be able to trust things. So let's look at kind of how these spokes on this wheel come together. So Sharder protocol is kind of the Airbnb of the blockchain storage field, and it could be one of the biggest storage providers without a hard disk. So you can read some of these kind of benefits. So it's cross-chain, so it's compatible with public chains and various storage networks. It's decentralized, obviously. You can have a watcher, so it synchronizes the full network in real time, dynamically adjusts the data distribution with 0.999 security and availability. If this proves to be true, that's a big deal because you aren't going to get any type of big businesses being interested without that kind of uptime. So definitely exciting. I'm going to skip this slide. I think there's more confusion than anything else. And they do have kind of hubs and minor nodes. So you can kind of see how Sharder compares to other blockchain projects and how they compare to centralized storage. So obviously, privacy is very high, security is very high. Have a small mining time, public chain. They do have a miner. You can run dApps on it, which is what I was talking about. And then let's look at the team. So let's start with just these three. So he's got 15 years of experience programming. He's got a bachelor's in software from Shanghai University. He's an architect, chief architect. That's some of the other places he worked. And then he's got 10. That's the CTO. This is the COO. He's got 10 years of experience in management. Yeah, he's got a BE and MS from Columbia, and then some of his work experience. And then this is the CMO. 6 years experience in marketing, channel development. At Zebra, that's kind of a big name. Unfortunately, this is kind of as far as the teams go. There isn't any LinkedIn's or anything. So if I had to suggest anything, it would be adding LinkedIn's to those. You can see kind of their partnerships already. And some of their advisors, like I said, they're listed, but there's no LinkedIn. So really there's no way to connect kind of the dots. Here's the roadmap that I kind of showed you. Definitely some exciting things coming. Here's your kind of crowd sale details. So now we're here. So it's on the 23rd. So they've got the early bird and crowdfunding. So that's 50% goes to kind of the ICOs and crowdfunding. And then they kind of lay out where it's going to go. So my biggest thing, exciting, I guess, bit of excitement is the 30% is going to go to marketing. So I hope that kind of goes well. And then, yeah, you can see some just social links that they have. Okay, so that's it. So I'll leave the link to the whitelist I talked about a little bit earlier in the description below. And thanks for watching. Bye.